Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Pull up a chair. Come over here to the round table where we break it all down. Say bye. We about to break bread right now. Yup, yup. You heard what I said now. About to drop it on their head. About to drop it on their head. So look, a lot of folk think it's over with for you. They think you done for. They like, bro, ain't gonna never be able to come back from that. Sister ain't got nothing left. Hey, I don't know about y'all, but as a youngin', I used to watch a lot of basketball with my father. And one thing I used to always see some of the great shooters do, right? You know, we big steppers out here, right? Meaning we gonna pop it off when it's time to pop it off. Um, some of the best things I seen some of the shooters do was they would put space between them and the defenders or the opposition. You know what I'm saying? So I need for y'all to recognize when space is being put between you and your opposition, I need for you to count it all joy. Hear me now. I need for you to count it all joy when space is put between you and people that no longer serve the purpose that you here for. People that no longer understand your purpose in their life. Yeah. There's people out here that don't understand. Yeah. You came here to help them. All the while, they looking at you like they trying to figure out why you here. You know what I'm saying? That's when you gotta do that step back, that Steph Curry step back. Hold up, hold up. Let me let you see how life can be when I'm not around. You feel me? Let me let you see. What's up with it, Hattie? Let me let you see how good things can truly be. But then when you ain't good to me, I gotta move around. I'm reminded y'all, when I used to fool around, just be winging life. You know what I'm saying? Just going throughout life like, I'm gonna figure it out at some point. You know what I'm saying? I have friends of mine, when I would get out of line, or just be going too far to the left, ain't doing enough for myself. Appreciate y'all tapping in, hit that like button, share the live. These same friends, y'all, you feel me? These same friends were such good friends that they would step back. You hear me? They would step back, put distance between us and them. Because at the time, I was acting like opposition to them. You know what I'm saying? I'm on things that they like, man, we ain't on that. I'm doing stuff that they like, man, bro, we ain't doing that. And for a lot of us, we got to get to that point within ourselves that we value ourselves so much to the point we like, bro, we ain't doing that. Sis, we ain't doing that. We ain't on that at all. So for y'all who feel like, man, life or people in your life done took us, it seemed like you done had to step back from it. Don't be mad. Don't be sad. Recognize that there's so much more joy to be had. There's so much more joy to be had than you just looking at a situation like it's just all bad. No, no, no. There's some good news in even bad situations. There's some good news in people putting dishes between you and them. Feel me? The good news is you got time to focus on you. Because for a lot of us, we so busy, We so busy. We got so much going on. We got so many things to do. That shoot, if life don't stop you in your track, give you time to sit back, figure out where you got off at, guess what? You'll never get a chance. Because quite frankly, you might find yourself on the other side and other people learning from what you didn't do. So I would prefer and I would refer you to you. Tap into the greatness that is you. Stop being so busy, being distracted, worrying about what everybody else got going on, rather than being impacted by the greatness that's flowing through you. Quit worrying about the past, y'all. Quit worrying about the past. Don't even worry about the future. Because in the present moment, you got to do what's necessary for your past not to be in vain and for you to have a future. For you to have a future. When it seems like all is lost, all is left to be gained. When it seems like all is lost, all is left to be gained. But at the same time, I need for you to understand the difference. I need for you to understand the difference between good and bad gains. Yeah, sometimes we gain weight, right? We gain weight, and it's unhealthy weight. You feel me? It's weight that I can't do nothing with it. It's not a muscle. It's, you know what I mean? If anything, it's gonna lead to me being lethargic. If anything. You know what I'm saying? So at that point, it's like, dang, you gotta weigh out the things in your life. You gotta trim the fat. You gotta trim the fat. Figure out exactly what's serving you or what's serving the purpose that's within you and what's not. Free from desire, you can see the mystery. So as much as you be like, dang, why things slowed down for me? Why things didn't work out the way I needed it to be? Why? Why? It was for you to free yourself from the desire. So you can see that mystery on how you gonna get to where you gonna go to make history. See, for a lot of us, we so uptight because we all up on the situation. We are always involved in the situation. Sometimes you gotta be removed from the situation. Forced to have to relax because you ain't got nothing else to do. You know what I'm saying? And then that's when it kick in, answers come to you. How many times you done been trying to do something and you hit a wall, whether it's writer's block, you know what I'm saying? But you hit a wall. And then you take a break. You might play a video game. You might even go outside and just, you know what I'm saying, go to a party or something. Next thing you know, it hits you what you wanted to write about, the inspiration. So sometimes recognize y'all, these setbacks or just when people thought you was through, it was just a moment for you to find a new inspiration, a moment for you to reinvent yourself, find a new way to express the greatness that is you. You know what I'm saying? Don't be afraid to reinvent yourself because one thing for certain, we only just remembering great things about ourselves, right? So here it is, when you get to reinventing yourself, you find out that you got different skill sets. You've been beginning to tap in and see like, dang, hold on. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this. Now I just got to focus it towards my purpose. I got to focus it towards my purpose. Use it to edify people. Use your gifts to bring light to situations that might be in the dark, might be in the shadow for some people. Don't hold your story to yourself. Don't pass away and let your story go in the grave with you. I think all the time, when I was younger, I used to only see old people passing away, right? Older people, wiser people passing away. And I used to be like, dang, you know how much information, appreciate y'all tapping that screen, sharing the live, dropping a comment. You know how much information passed away with this person? If what you heard, I heard that. To the point it's like, dang, I just wish I could have picked that person's brain or picked their mind before they passed away. And it got to be a thing with me. At that point, when I recognized that key, I started doing that no matter who was around me, whether it was my elders, people younger than me, you know what I'm saying, people my age. I began to seek wisdom. I began to seek truth wherever it may be found, wherever it may be found. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can learn from anybody, y'all, but you got to be willing. You got to be willing to dig in and figure out how to utilize everything that comes your way for your upliftment. Otherwise, you will find yourself like a hoarder of bad experiences, rather than somebody who has an inventory. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. The hoarder has a whole bunch of things. The person with inventory has a whole bunch of things. But here it is, the person with inventory purposes all of these things towards the overall goal. See what I'm saying? Versus a hoarder, they holding on to things, y'all. They holding on to things as though these things would symbolize where their state of being is. They're holding on to these things because they can't let go of the memories, you feel me, of good times, rather than constantly, living in the good times, recognizing the greatness of the time that we live in. Please hit that like button, y'all. Share the live, drop a comment. We can save lives with these vibes that we provide. Again, we here to recognize the dualities, y'all. The duality, see. Some people, we focus on a duality of negative energy and wonder why we just keep on getting more and more negativity. We keep on getting more and more people in our life that don't believe in us. And it's because the underlying is you done step back from yourself. You done step back from the greatness that is you. And you apply that to everybody else but you. And so when it comes to that, life has no choice but to keep showing you what you feel like is true. So I need for you to change your truth. Stand in the truth that is you. Stand in the greatness that is you. It don't mean you can't appreciate other people, but you got to learn to appreciate yourself first. You got to learn to appreciate yourself 100% before you can appreciate anybody else. Appreciate y'all coming in. Hit that like button, drop a comment. You got to learn to love yourself 100% before you can love anybody else. That hit me. That hit me. I don't know about you, but that hit me. And so today, I choose to learn more. Each day, I choose to learn more about loving myself, caring for myself, so then I can care for others. The best example I can give y'all is when I was in the house, with my children on a day-to-day basis, and my ex-wife was an at-home wife, right? When we were having children, you think I had to go get her? You think, I went and we had 4 children. You think I went and got 4 jobs for each kid? No. I took the money that I had from the job I was working and I split that up. You know what I'm saying? That's how we do it. We split it up to be able to care for other people. But if I wasn't caring for myself, hear me now, if I wasn't willing to get up and put that work in for myself, I couldn't care for nobody else. In the situations that I created, you feel me? The people that I created will be in a state of devastation. Because here it is, the basic necessities are not readily given to us as though nature provides them. And here it is, we don't have it in our mind. Appreciate y'all coming in. We got 6 beautiful people. Hit that like button. The thing is, we don't have it in our mind. Drop a comment, let me know what's up with you. When you got it in your mind, there's certain things that you just inclined to do. You know what I'm saying? Even when it seemed like it ain't no way. When you a creative mind, you will create a way. Who? When you a creative mind, you will create a way. So I need for us to tap into the creative mind, meaning be one with the ways of how things come into being. Be one with bringing things into being, because once you understand how things come into being, now you can use this same information to bring things into existence. When you learn how to draw, you feel me, from somebody else, now you can get on the page and write the vision. Write the vision, y'all. Every day you get up, you intentionalize yourself. You say, today I'm going to go out here and do X, Y, Z. And it's going to be. And you keep telling yourself that. Every time you get doubt in your mind, you repeat that back to yourself. And to the overall standard in your mind is what you set out for. So regardless, so when you get out there and if things seem like they deviate in some way, you won't lose your mind. You won't trip out, because you will be developing the confidence to bring it into fruition. And even when it seems like veering off to the left or the right, you will be able to bring it right back to the middle. You'll be able to bring it right back to the middle, because that's where you are. You are in tune with the mission that we are in the middle of. Again, y'all, free from the desire, you will see the mystery. So in them times when you get set back, or when them times when you get set on the bench, when it seemed like everything was going good for you, then all of a sudden it just stopped. Oh, the message in that moment is, this is only for you to step back and get in better position to take your shot. So even when them people seeing like, oh darn, this ain't going the way I said or I intentionally go today when I came outside. Oh, you tell yourself in your head, remind yourself, oh, it's gonna be X, Y, Z when I step out this door today. Now, what must I do to make sure X, Y, Z comes into fruition? You hear me? You got it. You got it. You got it, y'all. You got it in you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this body. You got it in you. Otherwise, you wouldn't be in this body. And what I mean, the things that's in this body is the things that are the makings of all that we see around us. All that we see around us. The elements that are in play in your body is the same elements that are at play all around us. So when you begin to tap in to what you truly are, you can see how to put that negative and the positive together to bring energy. What? Oh, ain't that a battery? Oh, okay. Okay. So for some of us that's just so caught up on chasing the positive and can't appreciate the negative, you begin, well, let me say that right. Some of us is so caught up in making sure we ain't negative that we don't pay enough attention to the positive, you begin to become a negative person. And what I mean by that is what you put your focus on is what becomes you. So what you put your focus on is what becomes you. So what we must do is put our focus on self. Again, until you learn to love self 100%. You feel me? You can't love nobody else. You can't love nobody else. Quite frankly, you're not even all the way in that situation. You feel me? You're not even all the way there. Because you too busy. Hey, I don't know, man, if I should show my true self to this person. You know, when people be like, I don't want to give my all to somebody. You basically saying, I don't want to be myself around somebody. Come on, man. Don't let nobody trick you out of the greatness that is you. Don't let nobody trick you out of being your true self. Commercial break me real quick, man. Shout out to all the family that's been supportive of the platform. I want to take the time to give y'all a shout out. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the love, the comments, the messages, you know what I'm saying, of encouragement that I receive back. And believe it or not, it be in the right time. It be like the seed planted for the proper harvest. You know what I'm saying? When you plant it out just right. And that's why I say every day, y'all, get out here and y'all show love to people. I will put the Cash App down in the inbox, down in the description for those who seeking to make an investment. You know, it's not required, but it's an opportunity. It's definitely an opportunity for you to invest in people that are seeking to edify you. So essentially, when you sow seeds into edification, guess what? You can't do nothing but receive the edification back. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing, like they say, it's one thing, y'all, to watch somebody play music. You feel like you part of it. You know what I'm saying? Even the body goes through a certain stimulation. You know what I'm saying? No different than watching somebody work out. But it's another thing. It's a whole nother thing when you learn the importance of participation. When you see somebody being a blessing and you seek to be a blessing right there with them, boy, come on now. Come on now. You better ask Drake. Why when he hear good songs, why it seems like he always wind up taking a little bit of this, a little bit of that from it. If he don't take the whole song. They say the greatest form, stealing is the greatest form of flattery. That's what some thieves say. You feel me? But what I'm saying is, learn what works. Learn what works and do it in your own way. You feel me? Do it in your own way. Self-expression is what works. But you have to express yourself. You can't tell nobody else's story like you can tell yours. You feel me? You can't tell nobody else's story like you tell yours. And sometimes life got a way of setting you back down for a minute, for you to remember certain things, for you to add to your story. So when you come back around, you got more to talk about. You got more substance to give people. Remember, y'all, it's the things that we give out each day that will become us. So if we, take an opportunity that's in front of us to invest in each other and we make the best of it, guess what? We have no choice but to receive that in return. Now, for a lot of people, we always think like, man, I'm loving on this person. Why they don't love me the way I love them? Let me tell you something. Everybody has their own set of abilities, their own set of gifts. Not to mention, things don't happen until you let go. Till you let go of your worry about the outcome. Come on now. When you when you know something is, you don't worry. You don't keep on wondering when it's gonna happen. You don't keep bro, you act as though it is. You act as though it is. The fact that I feel like the sun has risen, I'm out here acting as though it is. I'm over here actively receiving and absorbing the energy of the sun. You feel me? Because I'm putting the acts in motion. I'm moving. And so as I'm moving, the sun is moving with me. It's giving me the energy that I'm absorbing. But if I didn't put myself in the environment, come on now, somebody need to hear that. You need to put yourself in the environment to absorb the information that you're seeking. You need to put yourself in the environment to receive the outcomes that you're seeking. And for a lot of us, it requires for us to hibernate for a minute. It requires for you to back away from everybody for a minute and figure out what's next and figure out what's the best way for me to express myself, the best way for me to bring this forward. You know what I'm saying? We only got but a certain amount of human functions. I mean, I walk, you walk. That's what humans do. You feel me? We bipedal. You know what I'm saying? We move our fingers, you know what I'm saying? But the intentions, y'all, the intentions behind why we do things is what set us apart. So I need for you to set yourself apart. Focus on your intentions. Focus on your intentions. Figure out your pros and your cons. Figure out the things about you that you need to work on. The things about you that you don't like. Not what everybody else don't like. You know what I'm saying? I spent so many years acquiescing to my parents as a kid to the point I began to gear myself into lifestyles or certain jobs that I felt like would be pleasing to them. But then I was smacked in the face with the rude awakening of me waking up to who I truly am and what matters to me. And then I had to recalibrate. I had to recalibrate. Not that all that work was for nothing, because everything I learned on the football field about perseverance, dealing with pain, working as a team, you feel me, believing in the mission, sticking to the playbook, you know what I'm saying, developing myself into a better man, not just a better athlete, so I can understand what all of these skill sets will help me to do. You know, even with me being a young youth minister, as my mother was a preacher, you feel me? These things stick out to me because even as I was doing that, the first thing I said, the first sermon that I spoke was titled, "If I make you an enemy by telling you the truth, then so be it. So be it." Because at the end of the day, I technically didn't make you an enemy, but you're an enemy of truth. You don't have a problem with me. You have a problem with truth. And when you begin to recognize truth is that which exists, you have a problem with you. See, people don't like, a lot of people, let's say that, a lot of people, because a lot of people are so busy being distracted by what they are telling people life is. You know, a lot of people don't like when you point them to them. Even if you tell them how great they are. Thank y'all for coming in. Thank y'all for hitting that like button. Thank y'all for dropping a comment. Thank y'all for sharing the live. This is how we raise the vibes and save lives. A lot of people do not like for you to point them back to them. And at that point, you got to recognize as empaths, y'all, as healers, we got to recognize that somebody's spirit is broken. We got to recognize that these people need a revival. They need to be reminded of the greatness that is them. They need to be told how great they are. They need to be edified. Not told you ain't nothing. Look at this dumb stuff you doing. Where they get it from? See, for a lot of us, we forget we were born into this world. And the way things was going when we got here is just how we thought it went. So for a lot of us, we had to figure it out on our own. We had to figure it out as we was going along. What was for us? No different than somebody who, starts to drinking. We get drunk with the freedom of life, y'all. To the point we have to learn our limitations. You hear me? We have to learn what we need out of life and what we don't need out of life. You feel me? Again, hear me now. We have to learn what we need out of life and what we don't need out of life. And when you look at the fact that we have to pay, we have to buy our basic necessities instead of being able to have knowledge of how these things are readily available to us in nature, then you got to recognize you don't got time. You don't got time. As much as we would complain about said system, you got to be grateful, because this same system keeps you in a state of focusing on either what's important or what ain't. But what choice will you make today? You know what I'm saying? Whose report will you believe? Will you sit back and believe the complainers who sit there and complain as though there's nothing that can be done? Who sit there and complain as though it's all over, as though it's over with, it's nothing, it's hopeless. And if it's hopeless, I say, why even try? Why even try to tell people that it's hopeless? Keep that to yourself. Keep that to yourself. And make sure, for those who never use those words, make sure you're not walking in an example that is hopeless. You feel me? Make sure you're not living in, man. I remember a time when I was setting an example that wasn't all that becoming of my younger siblings, as well as my younger cousins or anybody that looked up to me. And they say, man, I'll never forget my cousin JoJo, who is an amazing person right now, you feel me? Always been an amazing person, but I love what he's accomplished so far. My cousin JoJo said, man, I used to look up to Red. And I'm glad, as much as it hurt my feelings, y'all, I'm glad my mama told me. Because it changed me, y'all. I started to realize, like, man, people watching me, people care. And all the while I used to think nobody cared, y'all. Because, like, as a kid, you don't get the chance to speak your mind. You don't get to talk to your parents about what you feel. Yeah, don't get me wrong. There was times my mother used to know, and my fathers used to know that, I had something up here. You feel me? My stepmother used to always pick my mind. But when I was younger, I surmised, like, people don't want to hear what I got to say, because at one point in time, I was just a little brother. You feel me? My sisters, they kind of didn't appreciate my presence at times, you know, because I ain't know what the hell was going on. So at at times I could be a nuisance. I could be, you know, somebody who's coming around, but because of what somebody else's purpose in the moment is, you are a nuisance because you don't fit their purpose. Not even trying to make it that deep. I love my sisters, but I had to learn these things, y'all. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that had to learn the importance of everything that you've been through, how you can utilize these things to uplift you as well as others. Recognize that virus that attacked you, that sickness that came up on you, that thing that you made it through. It's for you to help other people make it through. It's for you to teach other people that you know what, you can make it too. And the way that you teach them is by living the example. If they pull you to the side and they ask, okay, all right, give it to them. Give them the inner secrets. Take them to the plug. Let them peep the setup so they can reverse the curse to come up, y'all. That's what it's all about over here. Y'all already know. We giving it to you raw. That's why we come and say, man, we going to the plug, y'all. That's why we say that. And that's why I'm telling you today, sometimes you just got to step back and recognize the good and everything that's happening to you. Recognize the good in everything that's happening to you. After you don't recognize the negative, okay, you got that. Now take the time to recognize the good. Because I know for a lot of us, we recognize the negative first. That's the first thing we recognize. You feel me? You can't see nothing in this room until light hits it. So when you think about that, we appear in the negative. We in the shadow room. So it's easy for us to jump straight into the negative. But I encourage you to jump into the positive. After all these years of jumping into the negative, you see where that's done got you, right? So you already know what thinking positive could get you as well. So I just need for you to think on these things. Think about being positive. Think about using the positive in your life for your upliftment. And you will see how good life can truly be. You will see how you done made your life what it is up until now. You done made it that. And quite frankly, shoot, how you gonna be mad at somebody else when your thoughts up until now is the reality that you have? Is the reality that you have. If you don't understand all this but perception, okay, well, once you grasp those concepts that all this but perception, you begin to realize it's your perception that has selected what you want your reality to be. It's your perception that has selected what you want your reality to be. And if you feel like that ain't the reality that you was choosing for yourself, hey, we just gave you the keys on how to reprogram yourself. Think positive. You tired of this negative life you living? Start thinking the positive ways things can happen. And it's as simple as, you don't all of a sudden got to reinvent the wheel to untie your shoe. You just pull from the last spot that you pulled through, right? So it's the same thing, y'all. You peep the last spot that you pulled through, and you say, how could that have went differently? How will I move the next time these things come up on me? And then you begin to see your problems as opportunities. You will begin to see your problems as opportunities. It's like, dang, getting a redo on a test. How many, man, come on, man. How many times somebody done failed the test? It's like, dang, I know them answers now. You know what I'm saying? You done with the test, everything just start hitting you. But it's because you so flustered. You got so much anxiety. Instead of you raising to the vibration, man, I wish there was some kids in here in school right now. Instead of you raising to the vibration of how you gonna feel when you pass this test. Because you know the work that you put in. You know the work that you put in. But here it is, a lot of us, we so shamed. We so scared. We so down on ourselves to the point we think everybody else knows something that we don't. Even when we put in the work. Even when we put in the work, we still write it off to everybody else. And that's why I say I need for you to give yourself some real credit. Give yourself some real credit. You know, we get mad at these people with their systems. They don't want to give you credit. Come on, G. Come on, G. How you going to get mad at somebody else for not giving you credit and you don't give yourself none? You don't give yourself none. So here it is. Going back into that teamwork, right? Everybody working as a team, whether they know it or not. So here it is. You over there putting out that energy. And guess what? Your team giving it right back to you. I know they seem like your opposition. But shoot, you on the same thing they on. So really, are they your opposition? Both of y'all working to keep this negativity going. If you negative and negative people keep on the rising in your life, notice it's because y'all just, that's how negative people commune. That's how they commune. They don't come together and raise each other up, but they been hating on everybody else. No. They come together and they talk just as much shit about each other. I don't care how spiffy you is, how nice your clothes look, we gonna tear you up. You feel me? And that's how some people are. To the point when you come from those backgrounds, you begin to learn a certain level of resilience in who you are. You feel me? Like, that's the beauty of that situation. I know a lot of us is down because we've been through that type of stuff. But I'm gonna tell you, the good thing about it is once you realize, darn, if I've been through this, I can make it through anything. Then you turn around and see what's the good in that. Recognize the fact that you went through that. It allowed for you to start developing a certain level of character. You know, I started realizing they ain't care what kind of clothes you had on. People was gonna talk crazy regardless, right? So for people that was wearing clothes, thinking they weren't gonna get joked on, that hurt their feelings even more when people was talking. They like, man, but these the new Jordans. But there's Louis. But if you was standing in who you was truly, you wouldn't, hey bro, you'd be like, what? What we used to say, man, you don't even know me. You don't even know me. And after a while of you knowing people don't know you, you begin to see like, dang, hold on, G. All this time I've been so far away from the situation, I've been up in the nosebleeds. I've been up in the nosebleeds. To the point now that I'm closer to the situation because I know me better, I begin to recognize just the messed up stuff that people say about themselves that leads to how they really feel. You know what I'm saying? The messed up things people say about you is how they really feel about themselves. If we be for real, that's really how they feel about themselves. So you can't acquiesce to that. You can't be sitting over there like, man, dang, am I really messed up? Am I really, you know what I'm saying, this ugly? Nah, that person just really that ugly. That the point of them bringing you down like that is for them to feel like now I can be your friend. But when you're a great person, you recognize that people are down, you begin to edify them. You know, so when they start acting ugly to you, you talk to them sweet. You know what I'm saying? You talk to them sweet because at the end of the day, they liken to a baby. They liken to a drowning victim. Now, if you go out there and try to save a drowning person and that they start swinging their arms at you, you fire on them and just let them drown, like, what was the point? What was the point? And that's how a lot of us are. Appreciate y'all hitting that like button, sharing the live, dropping a comment. We can save lives with these vibes we provide when we let our energy coincide. Again, man, going back into that swimming situation. If you turn around and attack that drowning victim because they doing things that you like, man, this ain't becoming of me helping you. You know what I'm saying? You about to drown, man, bro, you got to figure out how to maneuver around that. You got to figure out how to maneuver around that and do what you came to do. Appreciate them lights. And it's the same thing with us, y'all. We got to maneuver around the things in life that's coming up to try to stop you from being great. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of us, we think we ain't got to maintenance our life. But we got to maintenance everything else, though. Everything else. We got to maintenance our house. We got to maintenance our cars. But then when it come to us, we don't do no maintenance. And then wonder why we get set down for a minute. What happened to your car when it's, you know, waiting to get fixed? It's sitting for a minute. You feel me? A lot of time we get our car fixed, we got to pay for storage. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because that car's sitting. That car been sitting for a minute. And there's other work to tend to. There's other work to tend to. But when you prepare for your body to take a break every certain amount of miles, hey, it's hard for you to get burnt out. It's hard for you to get burnt out because you got so much to look forward to. You got so much to look forward to the point you begin to even look forward to your break. You begin to look forward to your break before a lot of us who just be going so hard, going for broke. Hey, be glad you ain't completely broken when you get sat down for a minute. Be glad that you get sat down for a minute. Be glad that you get removed from certain situations because free from the desire, you can see the mystery. For some of us, you can see the way in which to do it, to achieve what you're trying to do. For some of us, you can see, dang, that thing ain't even worth what I was trying to go for. It ain't even worth all of that effort. It ain't even what I thought it was. And it's not going towards the goal that I'm headed for. Because I appreciate myself, I won't waste a moment of time. You feel me? I won't waste a moment of time not standing in my purpose. I am grateful for my purpose, my ability to use my voice to reach people. I could use my voice for a whole bunch of other things. You hear me? But I'd rather take the power that is me and utilize my life force to make sure the people that hear me have life more abundantly. So for a lot of us, we need to do a checklist. We need to do a self-check today. Like, are the things that you saying to your wife, are the things that you saying to your kids, are these things that are going to be becoming of them? Or these things that as they go on in life, they're going to be feeling like, dang, man, my mama don't even think I'm nothing. My daddy don't think I'm nothing. And truth be told, I need you to let that go too. Because even you've been sent here to heal and uplift your father, uplift your mother. Because there's certain areas they was broken in. But in order for them to keep going, you feel me? They still made sure to find a way for you. So I need for you to find a way to uplift your parents. Uplift them. See them where they at. So that you might give them the energy that's much needed for them to rise up. Rise up. They gave birth to you. You feel me? So some people don't realize we giving birth to our own salvation. We giving birth to our own salvation. Just like we look to our kids later on in life when we get too old to take care of ourselves, we hope people that we cared for would care for us. But it's going to be kind of hard to get them people to care for you when you didn't care too much about the job that you had to do, which was to instill values in them. See, when it comes to, what I would say is the best thing for you to give your family in the long run, because I know a lot of people be focused on money, right? We be like, man, as long as I pass on money, man, my kid's going to be straight. That's all fine and dandy, but if you don't pass on philosophy, the philosophy of not being less than, the philosophy of not settling, the philosophy of not tearing other people down, because this is tearing other people down and subsequently sabotage everything. You feel me? Because you got to answer for that. You got to answer for the things that you did to destroy other people. But when you got the proper philosophy within yourself, meaning you understand, I remember when we was little, they used to say the golden rule all the time. That was my shit right there, I ain't gonna lie. The golden rule was treat people how you want to be treated. Now think about it, y'all. If everybody was treating each other how we want to be treated, there wouldn't be no racism. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be no prejudice. It wouldn't be no hate. Because you'll recognize, I don't want to receive that. But for those who still show that type of energy, you recognize, man, dang, this is how they feel about themselves. This how they feel about themselves. So even when they express it to you, it ain't personal. Remember, they don't know you. Just like we don't know nobody better than we know ourselves. So truly, the only person that you really know is you. The only person that you really know is you. So today, I encourage you to stand in your truth. At this moment in time, we got opportunity to invest in the things that invest in us. I remember a time we didn't know how these things showed up on our TV. We didn't know how to make contributions to things that we felt like was important and becoming to humanity. But when you see people step forward and they work to bring forth this truth, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for you to join in. And shout out to all of those who have joined in thus far to the opportunity of uplifting the people, the opportunity that is this life. I give y'all this opportunity daily. You feel me? We are giving this opportunity daily. Shout out to those who have invested in the platform as we seek to edify you. You feel me? Edification has endless return. Endless return. Endless return. You got to take this knowledge and apply it. Apply it so you can see how it works in your life. How it works in your life. That being said, you already know how I feel about you. I love you as myself, and it ain't nothing you can do about it, as we are one. And I'm so glad we in connection. Kinfolk can fall. Let me see what they talking about. Let me see what they talking about. Pull up a chair. Come over here to the round table where we break it all down. Say what? We just broke bread right now. With that being said, peace within, peace out. And I know you about to have a lovely day. Look how we started out.